Here we go again. This is the 200 challenge, which is a really silly name considering that we found 250 kilos so far. This time around is hip surgery time. We're gonna take these fenders off and put the carbon Kevlar wide body kit that I just got in from DRS Development on there. It was a little bit troublesome getting the stuff here considering the very troubling times we have right now, and get the shipment from the Netherlands up to Sweden took some time, but I got it and it's here now. So let's get at it. So we're gonna get going with this side here first, digging in, cutting off this beauty here. It will be extremely painful, not only for me, but also for you watching. So let's see how we get at that. First thing is just making a really rough cut so that I can kind of get the fenders on there. Before I do that, I need to adapt the fender to my conditions here. So this is the fender. I can't pop it on here right now, because this fender here has a light bucket included in it. And when I look at my light bucket here, it is actually in really good condition here, no rust, nothing. So I'm gonna leave this intact. And I'm gonna start with just taking this off here. You could put this on as well, but considering how my car looks here, I think it's better I leave this on and take this off instead. Once I've done that, I can actually pop the fender onto the car. Looking at how this one looks and also learning from what we did on the roof, I'm gonna try to cut this one really just at the edge here, all the way around. And ideally, as I glue this one on, this one will be just a little bit longer, then I can file this one off and get a perfect edge there. This one is made so that it can go all the way in, through and up there. I think I'm gonna start with just taking this lip off here. I think in the end, I'm gonna take it off here, but just taking this off here will allow me to pop the fender in place. Let's have a look. Okay, let's get at it. I got my wasp out, got my PPE out. It's gonna be tough to cut this because I'm trying to cut through an edge, so I'll probably have to gut this first and then try to go from there. See how it goes. This is how it looks now. I still need to sand it on the inside to get it really smooth. Got a rough cut done here. This edge here will look beautifully when it's done. I can't pop it down here because the fender is in the way, of course. And I think the next step is following this line all the way up here. I did a rough cut. Hope this was the right choice. I've not only cut it, but I've sanded it a little bit as well. So it's reasonably smooth. I'll have to take more here. But with this, I should be able to see if I can get the fender to fit now. So after having taken away this lip here, it doesn't sit by itself anymore, so I have to tape it up here. If I push it in, I see I get a really nice edge here. And this edge follows around, and then it starts gapping over here because the fender is now in the way. This is another area where I can't really pop it down without breaking something until I have it. Ideally, I'm gonna keep this edge here, but I might have to end up doing the same thing here. We'll see in the end. Doing this widening though, it does give you quite a lot more tire space to give you that extra little grip when you want to pass that GT3 that you've always dreamt about passing with the 964. Let's cut it out. It's really close to tango time now. I've marked up just where this fender is going to end up. I'm going to go down 5 centimeters to start with, get a rough cut down, cut it all the way around so that I get the other fender out. I haven't decided what to do exactly in this area here and where to end it, so I'm going to cut it really rough here, and then we see afterwards where I cut it off. I marked it up, still some question marks on this area here, so I'm cutting it really on this side, and I'll figure out later exactly what I do there. Can't really take it more this way because the fender starts coming out, so that doesn't work. I'm at 3 centimeters from this edge up here and about 3.5 here. In the end, it's going to be about 2.5 here. And I'll see exactly where the fender will end up here. It might be here, it might be there, it might be all the way up there. Not sure yet, so I'll see exactly what I do there. So I guess a parental advisory is in order. Don't do this at home, only under adult supervision. Actually, even with adult supervision, don't do this at home. I guess this is the moment of truth. I taped it in 3 sides so that it wouldn't come falling down in my face as I was having fun just molesting my car here. So let's take it off and see what lurks inside. What do you think? So excited right now. I took out 3 clamps, put it on, tried to adjust a little bit back and forth, and it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Put a clamp up here. I put a clamp down here so that it sits there. We have the edge here. I'll file this down like a knife. And you see this? It's very close. I'm going to see if I can shift it just a little bit backward here. And it's just nice here. And look at that, this hip surgery is really making headway. Next step is to put my old bumper back, because I want to make sure that this point here is in the right place. And the best way I have of determining that is to put the old bumper back. So I put the old mounts in, and I'm going to lift it up and see if it fits. And naturally, I put the mounts upside down. Okay, I got the bumper in place, and fit is not terrible, but I need to work on a little bit. I need to get it up a little bit just here, just a teeny bit. And it looks like it slanters down a little bit. I don't know if I can fix that. I might need to correct that afterwards. See if I can move this piece a little bit inwards. Otherwise, I might have to just move the headlight a little bit afterwards, just outwards. Getting close to gluing it now. I'm doing a clamp down here, and I did leave it like this over the night, just to see if I could adjust this fender portion here a little bit upwards. They do flex a little bit, these. So given it the night, it has actually come up just a little bit. So this alignment is good now. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put the clamps on. I've marked it up everywhere, and I'm going to do my final cut now. After that, I'm going to pre-tap some holes in the areas where I need additional support, where I can't reach with clamps. And then it's glue time. I think I'm done with the car side. I took off so that I have exactly my 2.5 centimeters all the way around. I've deburred the edges so that they look nice. I haven't sanded off the top here, so I get perfect adhesion to the glue here. This is the gluing surface here. I'm not going to use this portion here. I'm actually going to grind that portion off using this as my template. Same thing here. I've done this mock-up now, it feels like 10,000 times. I don't think I'm gonna get any closer than this, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tap a few holes and secure the fender with a few small screws so that it kind of has really a fixed final position. Let me do that now. If there's a purist out there, you will say that I have used the wrong screws. I know that. I took what I had. So I pre-drilled, and these are actually steel screws here. And I used some of the washers I had. I'll tidy this up once I get to the final glue there on. I think I'm happy with the fit. I will have to work a little bit here, and in some areas I'll grind off here, I'll grind off there. Okay, moment of truth. Clean surface, rugged surface, all good. DP 490 from 3M. Last time we used up a whole one of this for the roof. I've tried to measure up here. I think this is slightly less than the roof. On the other hand, there's a little bit more roughness and curvature here, so maybe you need a little bit more filler. So I think I'm going to use one entire one of these. So there we go, pop. This time, I think we're done with the gluing. It's one of these never-ending tasks where you think you've got it, and then you see a little something that you want to adjust, and you fix that, and when you do that, you need to fix something else, and it just takes forever. So I ended up using a lot more screws than what I thought I would. And the issue is that when you look at this from the inside, you'll see a little gap. I've smeared it out a little bit now to really try to make sure there's no gap in any place, but really it's such an awkward shape, this whole area here, that to think that you're going to get a perfect bond everywhere by just clamping on the outside, that's not really reasonable. So I ended up just putting a lot of screws in everywhere. So we got a little bit more than 24 hours curing time in. Not intentional or necessary to wait that long, I think, but I do have a day job, so that has to take precedence sometime. What I'm going to do now is let it go piece by piece. I don't want to let it go all in one place. The logic there is that if it pops out anywhere, then I at least have some chance of fixing it. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm going to pop it out piece by piece and see how it looks. And this is what we got. So plenty of glue sticking out here. And a little bit here. And a little bit down here, not so much. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the belt sander here and see if I can fix any of the edges. Not the most fun job of all, just because of the dust. I tried to put my exhaust fan on, but it doesn't make a big difference. The result though, for a beginner, I don't know what you think about this. This line here is very good. I knew that it was a little bit short here, so I will need a little bit of filler just here. On this side here though, it's just nice. Just nice. Got the edges perfect there. Need a little bit more sanding. Here, I don't know what you think about my technique with cutting the fender, grinding it down using the body like that. It was a bit exhausting until I figured out what tool to use. But I did get a really nice bond here, no pockets, and it's really completely flush. I used the same technique on this side here, and it's completely flush all the way. One thing with these fenders here is carbon Kevlar. So the inner has this grit, which is super hard, and it's really difficult to get off. So I try to cut it with a knife. That's better than trying to tear it with a grinder. And this is what they use in this bulletproof vests, specifically because it doesn't tear. So it's really difficult to get off unless you use maybe a knife or something like that. I'm really psyched about the result. I think it went really well, even if it was a lot more work than what I thought it was going to be. And with that, let's do this. But before we glue it on, something that absolutely cannot forgotten, and that is scoring time. And we got 2 steel arches weighing in at 7.5 kilos, 2 of them. And the runner-up is the carbon Kevlar finished cut fender piece at 2 kilos. So this becomes 4 kilos. And we've saved 3.5, not bad. What we also found in there was some bracketing for the carbon canister, which I'm not going to need in this car, and some residue undercoating is 0.5 kilo. So we're up to 4 kilos today. And there we go. That went on for a while. I'm not going to show you exactly how I put the second one on because it's the same as the first one. I did make a few changes to my process. I did pre-cut the top and the side towards the door, spending a little bit more time on prepping, but making for a better process in the end. And you know what? It looks like the patient has survived the hip surgery. So I think the procedure was a complete success. This job is tricky. A lot more trickier than gluing in a carbon fiber roof. So for those of you that has tried that, you should try this. It's really cool. I did get a lot of really good technical support from Jan Mertens at DRS Development. Thank you very much for that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Feedback, it really means a lot to me. We did find 4 kilos today, meaning we're up to 254. Not bad. Next time around, we're gonna come up with something crazy. I don't know what it is, but I'll see you then.